What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. It has been a hot minute since I've sat down and talked to you guys, but this has been long overdue. This has literally been my most requested video on my channel for the past like 2 years, and I was actually planning on filming it like 6 months after I got the surgery, and I just never did. So here I am, finally updating you guys on how my breast augmentation surgery went. I also just posted a question poll on my IG stories. That way, if you guys had any questions for me at all about my surgery or my update, that you guys could ask me there and I could easily just answer them for you right here. Y'all have no idea how many questions I get on the daily about the girls. And as normal as it is, because I feel like so many girls get the surgery now, it's still a very nerve-wracking surgery, I guess, especially if you have not gotten any surgeries done. This one in particular for me was my first, and I remember how freaking scared I was and just like building up the courage to actually getting it done. I honestly had a pretty rough recovery. It took me like 3 to 4 weeks to finally be able to get out of the house and kind of move around. I know some girls have recovered within a week, 2 weeks tops, but unfortunately I was not that lucky. And would I do it again? Yes, if I needed to, obviously, but at the same time, I would not choose to do it again after everything that I went through. And it was just like a lot of pain. And I don't know if it's because I went so big, if that's why my recovery was kind of rough, but for me personally, compared to all of my other friends, I went pretty big. One of my most common questions is how big I went. So my implants are 560 cc and I got silicone, which is the gummy implant. I believe the brand was called Mentor, and I think I got moderate plus profile. If you've had consultations or done your research, then you'll know exactly what I'm talking about, but there's so many different details and choices and decisions to make when getting your breast done, and it's crazy because like I'm very indecisive, so it did take me some time to decide on what size I wanted. And obviously when you go in for your consultation, they're gonna give you an approximate size, but you'll never actually know until you just get it done. So it's kind of like a guessing game, but at the same time, if you have an experienced surgeon, I don't know why you wouldn't, they would definitely help you get a better idea of what your size outcome will look like. Okay, sorry, I had to move the camera because the sun was like beating on me and it's getting so hot, and it still kind of is, but it'll hopefully move down soon. Okay, where did I leave off? I don't even remember, but I think I answered all of the most common questions that I get, because every time people see my photos, they always want to know what size I got, how many cc's, if I did silicone or what's the other one, saline. But with all that being said, I think I'll go ahead and jump into the questions that you guys asked me on my Instagram question poll thingy. Oh my god, there are so many freaking questions, you guys. But I think one of the first ones I want to answer is, what made you decide to do it? And I feel like most girls are going to have a very common answer. I was just very insecure about my flat chest, if you will. And I got a lot of my dad's genes, which is very petite and skinny. And growing up, my dad would always call me Skinny Bone Jones. That was like my nickname. And my mom is definitely more filled out there. She has like a C. So I was always like, oh, why didn't I get big boobs like you, mom? But you know what? Luckily, there's surgery and doctors that can make it happen for you, honey girl. At the end of the day, you don't need surgery to boost your confidence. But me personally, I just felt like I wanted to get it done. And it was something that was on my mind for so many years. And to actually commit to the surgery was very scary for me because it was my first surgery. But now looking back, I'm like, I don't know why I like psyched myself out, because I feel like it went by fast. Like, yeah, my recovery did suck, but it went by fast and I don't regret it, not 1%. Like, I am so freaking glad that I did the surgery, and I'm really happy with the size that I went with, because I feel like it just fits my proportions and my frame, especially now that I got a BBL. It just kind of fills out. You feel me? Okay, so I'm seeing a lot of questions on what size I got, how many cc's I got, if it's saline or silicone, and I already answered all of that, so I'm gonna just skip past those ones. Somebody asked, can you breastfeed after? Yes, you can. Obviously, there are two different ways that you can do the implants. You can get them under the muscle or over the muscle, and I got it under the muscle. To be honest, I don't even want to explain the difference between the two because I'm not exactly too sure. I remember when he told me, like, I understood the process of it, but I don't know. Ask your doctors. When you go in for a consultation, just ask. But I know the most common breast augmentation surgery is putting it underneath the muscle. Another question that I'm getting asked a lot, which I didn't mention in my last video, was what was the price? Obviously, it depends on where you go. Beverly Hills, you're gonna pay like 15 to 20K, which is ridiculous, but obviously it's because you're in that area. It's gonna be a little more pricier or a lot more pricier than Orange County. And my doctor, Dr. Nguyen, is in Newport Beach, which is in the OC, and it is a lot more affordable. I think I paid, it was less than 8 grand. It was like 7 something. I don't know exactly how much I paid, but I know it was around there. The prices are always going to vary, and it depends on like what you get, what size you get, what kind of implant you get, and all of that. But where I went specifically at the Image Center, their prices start at $6,700. So of course, once you go in for your consultation and you talk to Dr. Nguyen and find out all the specifics and everything you need, they can give you a better quote. But they were nice enough to hook you guys up with a little discount. So if you guys ever go in for a consultation and you decide to go with the surgery, make sure you mention my name because they will give you $500 off, which, trust me, it helps because even the aftercare, like all the stuff that you have to buy, the bras and all of that good stuff, it will help. Here's a really good question. Is it true that you lose your sensitivity? If so, how long? Honestly, it depends because everybody heals differently. I've talked to girls that have never gained the feeling back in their nipples, but I feel like mine was numb for the first couple of weeks while I was healing. And after that, it all came back. So I can feel everything completely fine. And I'm glad because otherwise I feel like it would feel like a body part that's like low-key not attached. I don't know. Is that weird? Somebody asked pain tolerance from 1 to 10 and how highly do you recommend it? I have a very high pain tolerance, so I feel like it's really hard for me to say because I was in so much pain. I would say at some points I remember being at a 10 at its worst. And for me, that's a lot because like I said, I do have a high pain tolerance, but at the same time, it's hard to say because everybody heals differently, and I guess everyone's surgery is so different. So that's just my opinion and what I felt, but I would still highly recommend getting it done if that's something that you want to do. And what anyone says, honestly, because even though I'm not encouraging everyone to get surgery is not for everybody, I know that, but if you are looking into getting it, then I highly recommend it because not only will it give you that boost of confidence, but you'll feel better about yourself. And at the end of the day, like, why would you not want to feel your best? How much research did you do to find the right doctor? I did so much research. I was honestly looking for a surgeon for like 2 years, and not only did I watch so many YouTube videos and I read so many articles and forums and everything I needed to know about getting my breast augmentation, I also looked locally on Yelp and asked a lot of my friends about their doctors, and I went to quite a few consultations. And what ultimately led me to the Image Center was I was getting fillers there at the time, like lip fillers. Overall, I just always had really good experiences there, and the vibe was chill and everyone was so nice, and my consultation with Dr. Nguyen went really well. He answered all the questions that I had about, you know, my surgery and any concerns I had. So yeah, ultimately I felt comfortable, and he gave me confidence that he was going to deliver exactly how I wanted. I feel like I'm definitely blessed with the results that I got because my doctor did such an amazing job, and I get so many compliments on the daily how amazing he did. And a lot of people have told me that I have the best boob job that they've ever seen, which is crazy because I know like literally almost every girl gets it done. So when they tell me that, it just gives me that reassurance and just gratitude for my doctor, because at the end of the day, like, it really helped me be more comfortable in my own skin and have big tits, period. What kind of bras do you wear now? So before I was using the push-up bra. I don't remember the exact name of it, from Victoria's Secret. It literally boosted your boobs like 2 cup sizes. But now I mostly just use sports bras, anything that's like comfortable, and I don't use wires. Occasionally, I will use like a bra that's, what do they call those? They're like really, really smooth material and they don't have any wires, but for a certain shirt or a top. But for the most part, my daily is just a sports bra. And they do recommend like sleeping in them just to give your chest support. It's just overall like really comfortable when you go bigger because you want to hold them up. How did your boobs drop so naturally? Did you massage them? They look amazing. Thank you. Honestly, my doctor in particular didn't recommend me to massage them. I mean, that was a couple years back, so I don't know if he does nowadays, but I never really massaged them. And I know some doctors recommend it and some don't. And I feel like every now and then I would, just to like give it a little movement, but for the most part I really didn't do much and they just dropped naturally, which I was so thankful for, because I know some people heal differently. But yeah, I guess just shout out to my body for healing the way it did. How does it feel to have implants? Does it feel the exact same as having regular boobs? Obviously you're gonna feel different. It felt a lot heavier for me because I did go kind of big, but you get used to that over time. Obviously it just feels like part of my body now. They are heavy, but I don't notice it. I can't really lay on my chest. Like I can, but it's just more uncomfortable. So I always have my arms like propping me up or like a pillow or something. I got the gummy implant, so you can definitely feel it, but it's nothing uncomfortable. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. Like you can feel it in there, especially when you touch around. But for the most part, it just feels like part of my body now. Did this procedure leave any scars on your breasts? So I'm gonna show you guys my scars because I really don't care. So I have this little one here and this one kind of healed a little worse. But for the most part, it's not bad at all. And you can't really see it because maybe they are bigger, so they're tucked underneath. But overall, Dr. Nguyen told me that out of all his patients, he felt like mine healed very, very well and very faint, like as far as like the scarring goes. So I'm really happy with that. It depends on how you take care of your body after surgery. You need to drink a lot of water and take, what's it called? Oh my God. Oh, arnica. Arnica helps with swelling. And there was something else that they gave me, some type of vitamin that helps reduce swelling and all that. And they also recommend not eating like red meat or drinking alcohol or seafood, a bunch of stuff. But when you do your research, you will see everybody has different recommendations. And I just did everything I could possibly do to prevent scarring and keloids and swelling. So make sure you take care of your body and drink so much water. Like drown yourself in water like it's nobody's business, because water at the end of the day, whether you get surgery or not, is literally the best thing that you can put into your body. There's so many freaking questions, but I feel like they're all looking pretty repetitive now, and I answered the most common questions that I get all the time. I hope that I didn't leave anyone out, but if you do have any questions that I have missed, make sure to leave them in my comments below so I can try my best to get back to you. And if you go to my doctor, don't forget to mention my name, as I said earlier, so you can receive $500 off your surgery. I have had so many freaking people go to Dr. Nguyen because of my surgery. I mean, I don't see why you wouldn't, but I highly recommend not only Dr. Nguyen but the Image Center. They have taken such great care of me over the past couple of years, and I am so glad that I went to him for my breast augmentation, because this was such a huge surgery for me. I really appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.